Please be good. Please be good.
Full throttle.
Please be good. Please. What's up guys, welcome to the channel. On today's video we have finally got this new WLToys. It's a speed racer. It's the 124072, I think. 1/10 scale, brushless, says 60 kilometers an hour. It's got beautiful lights and it's 4-wheel drive. The combo we've all been waiting for. So it's finally here. Everyone's been talking about this. Everyone's been asking if I'm gonna get one. Yes, I'm gonna get one and here it is. And we're not gonna waste any time, let's just get it straight out. Instructions, charger, screwdriver, wheel wrench, some body pins, clips, things. Transmitter, this is the V2 one, so the range shouldn't be an issue. We'll have to check to see if there's any delay in the throttle. Last few WLToys, there's been a little bit of a delay in the throttle. Throttle duration, so you can speed it up and slow it down. And steering trim. People always ask about these numbers. They've had a couple of trucks out that have got 4-wheel steer, and that is for the different modes for the 4-wheel steer. It's been on there for years. It's probably cheaper to keep it on than remove it, but I don't think they use it anymore for anything. And the truck, and I'm just going to show you underneath actually, because that's impressed me straight away. That looks really nice. It's not carbon fibre, but I like the look of that. Even if it's not fast out of the box, I think it's got potential to go fast. I'm not a fan of the body. Don't know what's going on there, but nah. Definitely, I mean, it's nice and bright, but I don't know. It could have been a little bit more classy, I think, especially that front grille.
I'm Ron Burgundy. You stay classy, San Diego.
So you've got lights on the roof there, lights on the front there, lights there, big red light on the back, lights there, and also lights there. They weren't joking. Well, we don't know if they're beautiful lights yet. You've got a driver, and we got a passenger. Nice little touch. Rubbing strips on the roof, nice chrome roll bar, big spoiler. Same as with the Armours, you can trim that just to reduce your drag. Overall, yeah, I think it could be better. Some people are like it, I'm sure, but yeah, it's not, it's not for me. They certainly could have done better with that front end. Anyway, size, because size matters, doesn't it? The armour infraction is 1/7 scale. Quantum Flux R from Maverick is 1/8 scale, and they're saying this is 1/10. It looks quite small. 1/7 down to 1/8, and then quite a big drop down to that supposed 1/10. I think it's a little bit smaller. I mean, it might be, but to me, it just looks a little bit smaller than 1/10. But if we put it next to the 1/10 Hoonie truck, it's actually a lot bigger. So maybe it is 1/10. Or that Hoonie truck's just really small. Anyway, it's not about the size, it's what you can do with it that counts. That is what I've always been told. So this has got, in fact, can we disconnect it? Oh, that's a bit annoying. So you've got a light controller up there, and the cable is tied in a couple of places, which means you can't get the body all the way off, which I suppose for most people it's not going to be a problem. 3000 milliamp hour 2-cell LiPo, 7.4 volts. They say that 60 kilometers an hour, it says on the box, is with a 2-cell LiPo. In the past, when I've run stuff like this and it doesn't reach that speed, a lot of people say, well, maybe it's because it's on 3S it runs that speed. It says on the website 60 kilometers an hour with the 2-cell battery. So underneath it's the same setup as their 1/10 scale buggy, 45 amp ESC. It is 3S capable from what I've seen. I think it's a 4300 kV brushless motor, metal center shafts, oil shocks that don't actually feel like they got oil in them. No, the front maybe, but the rear, that just feels like that's on springs. I'm gonna have to check them because they are oil shocks, but they just don't feel like they've got any oil in them. 3-wire servo and your receiver there. Adjustable camber and toe at the front. Adjustable camber at the rear. Metal CVDs at the front. It's got bearings all round. Dog bones at the rear. Road tyres. I don't know if there's any foams in there. We'll see how long they last. Front splitter there. Nice rear diffuser on there. Bit of bracing up there. And then like I mentioned, that bottom there, that looks really nice. That's my favourite feature. Whether that's a positive, I don't know. But I'm not an expert on aerodynamics, but it's flat along there, then it goes up and then across. Whether that's going to be a benefit or a hindrance to its downforce, I don't know. All I do know about downforce is the faster you can get it under and out the car, the better. So certainly oil in the shocks. The problem is the springs are just really hard. That's why it feels like there's no oil in, because the springs are just, I think, way too hard for it. I know why they've done it, because when you have a road car, you don't want too much travel in the suspension, otherwise you're going to be like rubbing and scraping on stuff. But the problem is, when the springs are too hard like that, the oil's doing nothing. That is all just spring, so it makes it, as you can see, a bit bouncy. They're shocks, they've got oil in, they're adjustable, so they can be tuned. Metal gears throughout, like I've said, bearings and stuff. So overall, not bad. The problem's gonna be for this, the price. When I first started looking at the WLToys stuff, one of the main things for me was the value for money. I think the A595B or whatever it was, when that first came out, for the money, you were getting such a good little buggy. That was then replaced with the 144001, another fantastic buggy for the money. Then you had the 112s, and gradually over the years, the price has been going up and up and up. And I know the cost of living is going up and everything's more expensive, shipping's more expensive, parts are more expensive, everything's just more expensive. Pushing stuff like this up to a place where it's not as affordable as it used to be for everyone. So what's happening now is there's a smaller market for stuff like this. Even though it's relatively cheap for what you're getting, it's not really cheap anymore. Even if it performs really well, I still think it's quite expensive compared to what we were paying for WLToys stuff. Anyway, I don't want to be too negative just yet. Let's get that battery charged. Let's do a speed one on 2S, a speed one on 3S, and then we'll go and give it a rip around and give it a bit of a street bash. So powered on, look at all these lights. Now we do like LEDs and lights on cars, and it may have been mentioned a few times that it's nice to have some LEDs, but I think things are going a little bit too crazy, and I don't think you can change these. Perfect opportunity to use this mode button on the front for them, and I've been pressing it and it doesn't do anything to the lights, and in the instructions it doesn't say anything, so you just got to put up with the lights flashing. And the most annoying thing, touch the steering wheel just a little bit, your indicators. So when you're trying to correct this left and right, all you're going to end up doing is flashing your indicators all the time. Really annoys me. You've got brakes and they come on in reverse. I must admit, I do like them flashing ones. At least you'll see it in the dark. Anyway, wheel speed. Certainly got some. And steering. That is actually going to be a good thing, that if you're out and it's not all that light, especially with winter coming up, you're going to be able to run this down the street when there's not much light, and you're going to be able to see it. Right, let's go speed run it. So while we wait for some satellites, let's just make sure it's going straight, pretty straight. Oh, it's got a bit of speed about it. And it's going pretty straight, which is a first. Yeah, that's not bad. Needs a bit of a trim. I can't notice any delay really on this transmitter as well, which is good. I know I was laughing at the lights, but you can see it. You can see it well. Here it comes, first pass. Yeah, that's pretty, it's not. Yeah, it needs trimming a bit more. Good brakes. What are the scores, George Dawes?
What are the scores, George Dawes?
35 mile an hour, which is 57 kilometers an hour. Not bad. It says 60 on the box. I got 57. There's room for a bit of improvement, I'm sure. I'll give it a couple more passes, see if we can eke a little bit more out of it, and then we'll go 3S. Nope, still 57. Right, 3S now. Let's hope it survives. Well, I have got a spare ESC and motor because we haven't done a proper run yet. But 3S. Yeah, it's yeah, it's certainly got a bit more power. Right. This could go horribly wrong. Let's go. That's full throttle. Oh, that's fast. Full throttle. What a little speed machine. Full throttle. It's actually got a decent amount of grip with them tyres. Right, what was that? What do you reckon? I reckon 75. What? 83. 52 mile an hour. That is a very respectable speed on 3S. 52 mile an hour. Right, let's go give this thing a bash about on 2S. So no real noticeable lag on the throttle. And I forgot to mention, really good range as well on the radio. It certainly rips. Wow! Oh, have I knocked one of my lights out? Oh no, we're still going. I'm impressed. Not as much grip on this surface for them tyres, but it's a little bit, some, you know, loose little stones and stuff on this surface. But this thing, yes. WLToys, finally. You've not impressed me recently, whereas this is. Apart from that cost, like I've mentioned, but nothing much more to say about it. It rips, it's good fun. Ah. So there you go, guys, that is the new WLToys Speed Power Spirited, or the 124072. I was impressed, and like I've said, if you take the cost away from this, I mean, it's not loads of money, it's just a little bit more expensive than what we're used to from WLToys, but what you're getting is a 1/10 scale, it is brushless, so it's up to you. I would recommend it purely based on its performance and its fun factor. When I was getting that last bit, smashed it into the curb, so the body is quite fragile. Just don't smash it into the curb. Also, I split the wing. I think that's when I rolled it. And it's worn through the body there again. I think that's where it smashed it in the front there. Tiny bit of wear there, and on there, and on that side. But overall, a decent speed basher.